Hey guys, and welcome to part 2 of the masterclass. And this is all about printing our own Oracle decks. Made easy, made simple. Okay guys, so and practical, right? So first things first. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create the design for the back of our decks, right? Super quickly and simply. And then we're going to resize our Instagram designs we just created in the last masterclass for print, right? So I'm going to go over the dimensions for print and make it super simple for you guys to do. And we're going to go ahead and let's get to it. So as we see here, I have our dimensions. So remember, for Instagram, posts are 1080 pixelations by 1350 pixels, right? For printing, 2.75 inches by 4.75. So let's do that. So create design on top right on Canva. And remember to get your Canva Pro subscription, right? So that your designs are good for commercial use should you sell on Amazon or Etsy or wherever you want to design them, right? So go to custom size. And under here with his pixels, we're going to change the metric to inches, right? So with 2.75 by 4.75. Okay, inches, create new design. This is what we need for most printers, right, are going to require these dimensions. Okay, guys, so our this will be the back of each deck of each card, right? So the back of each card usually has a design. It's going to be super simple, guys. Honestly, you can even put like a black background and just put a moon or just put a random element, right? But I'm going to take you through just how I would personally do it, right? So I'm going to go ahead and head into Raw Pixel. You don't have to use Raw Pixel, guys. You can just use Canva. And remember, Raw Pixel and Canva Pro are good for commercial use. I've double checked and researched it for you guys, so you guys are good. I'm going to search holographic. Right, you have these cool holographic designs, right? So I'm going to keep it simple, right, and improve to kind of show you guys that it doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to be advanced at Canva or designing, right? It can just be super simple. Okay, so let's go ahead. I think all of these can be used, right? And all of them would look great. So I'm going to use this one here, right? And so to save time, I'm going to copy and paste it, but otherwise you would go ahead and download it. If you register a free account, you should still be able to do large or original, right? You can also download for free, but I believe for higher dimensions, you may need to register an account, right? But there's also a free version, right? So you could also search holographic in Canva elements, right? And they have a lot of cool ones as well. Okay, so here you go, right? Super simple, right, guys? Nothing crazy. And go to elements, right? And maybe I'm going to search for nebula, right? And you see there's like really cool designs. So similar to the first masterclass, you guys can layer whatever you prefer. This is cool, right? So we can layer it on top. So any nebula, you can go to these magic recommendations and look for more nebulas, right? You can even search for cloud, right? Right, it's super simple, right? Very pastel, a very pastel aesthetic, right? You could definitely tone it down. Like I mentioned, you can even just do like a black background with a moon, right? So next, I'm just going to search for astrology under elements. I'm just going to look for like a cool design. Like this is cool, right? Let's go to magic recommendations. Ooh, these are all very pretty, right? So I can get this. Go to edit image, right? And sometimes they'll let you use shadows, which we want. So I'll go to shadows and go glow so we can make the design like stand out really. So we want just like a cool, so my method for this, guys, is literally just get a texture background, layer it, right? So you can get like a holographic design background, layer it with like a nebula, right? And then get a cool design that you can use on the back of each card. That's pretty much my left away brain of saying what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to go to glow, and we're going to change it to white instead of black, right? Whoop. Okay. Let's go back into those glow settings and let me just play around with it. Hey guys, so first actually I'll go to edit image and let's adjust the brightness and contrast to get it to like this gray color kind of, right? A gray. You can even do it to black if you wanted, or I think you prefer, right? So I want to get like, make it to a gray. Something like that. Go to edit image and then go to shadows, go to glow. And then go to white. Okay, edit image. Excuse me, guys. bear with me. So we have our design, edit image. I'm really trying to add just a glow. Hey guys, so I went with this element instead, like the space element, and then I put the shadow to a light gray color, right? And I kept the settings pretty much default settings. We get something like this, right guys? Right? And this can represent the back of our cards. Oops. That can represent the back of our cards, right? So feel free to add more elements, but this is a quick way of doing it. And if you don't want to go too pastel, we can even X out of this, right? And then we can go ahead and then get a square, change the color to black, right? Right? And then just adjust the transparency, right? And now we have this cool look, right guys? Okay guys, so feel free to keep adjusting, right? Until you get a cool design, right? That goes with your aesthetic. Go to position center, position middle, right? So feel free to keep playing around with how you want them to look, right? So Yeah, it could be what you want it to be, really, right, guys? So there's a simple way to do the back aesthetic of our cards, right? So this could be the back of an oracle card, right? Okay, guys. So now what we're going to do next is I'm going to pull up the Canva file that has our other oracle designs that we just built together, and we're going to resize them for print, right? So let's go ahead. Okay, guys, so now I opened up our old Canva file, so now we're going to go ahead and go to resize, right? Go to inches and do 2.75 by 4.75, right? Oops. Copy and resize, right? And now it's going to open the files with the correct dimensions, right? Which is 2.75 by 4.75. Okay, so now that our decks, our tarot cards or our oracle cards are resized for print, there's a few adjustments, right, that we can make because now they're shifted from the Instagram one, right? So we can go ahead and just adjust the moon here, right? And then feel free to like kind of move everything over, right? All right, so maybe move a few things more up. But see, so now we have our cool, now it's been resized for print. So there might be a few more modifications here, right, guys? But to save time, you guys get the general gist of it, right? Just move certain elements around on each of your cards, right, to get them all ready for print, right? And there's that. So now that's how we resize our Instagram photos for print. And those are the dimensions. So 2.75 inches by 4.75. So we just resize them, right? Otherwise, if you're starting from print, those are the dimensions you would begin with, okay? So now we have the back of our card and we have the front of our card. So, and that was pretty simple. Pretty much all done in Canva. I use the raw pixel resource, but like I mentioned, you can easily go into the elements in Canva and search for the same elements, right? I'm just showing an additional way you guys want to get creative. Okay. Next, let's go over resources and where to go for print. Okay, guys, so you see here I've done some research and the most affordable options I've found, right? And we're going to do print on demand. So if you're wondering what print on demand is, print on demand means is that, let's say, you want to sell your deck, but you don't want to make an investment yet, right? Because sometimes when you want to sell items, sometimes people are required to buy units in bulk, right? Or buy on wholesale. So you buy 10 tarot decks and then you sell them, right? On Amazon, for example. But for some people, they don't want to make the investment for those decks up front. So instead, they use print on demand options, which means you only pay your supplier to produce and print cards for you only if a customer purchases a deck, right? And I made sure to, when researching, to make it the smallest investment possible. So there were some resources that were offering to print oracle decks for $50 per unit, right? And that's hard to mark up, right? So let's say you buy an oracle deck for $50 and then you want to sell, let's say for $70, you're making $20, but the price is quite high, right? So these websites here, and I'm going to put them in the group for you guys to click into, were the most affordable options I can find, right? And they're good for drop shipping. So no investment up front, guys. Only pay when a customer fulfills an order, right? And these are good resources, right? So we're going to go to this first link here, make playing cards, because this was a very affordable option, but they're all affordable, right? I think also, yeah, all these things are affordable. So feel free to explore them, right? But we're going to go ahead and walk through this link here, right? There's also an option to work one-on-one with a publisher, right? So if you're somebody who, because I just reviewed basically people who don't want to invest much up front, right? Maybe they may be more on a budget or just more practical about the way they're going about selling their Oracle decks, right? But then again, there are people who in this masterclass may prefer to invest, right? And who want to take it to the next level and really want to really amp up everything in terms of even working with somebody to do the marketing for you, right? And really plan out your deck one-on-one work and print it for you, right? You may want to work with a publisher, right? And so in that case, I have a woman here that I've personally spoken to who has experience with this. So I'll link this in the group as well for you guys if you prefer that option to work one-on-one with a publisher. Otherwise, we're going to get right into it. We're going to go into makeplayingcards.com. Okay. So here you have it, and I linked you to straight into the tarot card option, right? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pretend that someone bought our deck, right? So let's assume that we finished all of our designs in Canva, right? And then now we're going to print our deck, right? Either for personal use, perhaps we're not even doing this for selling, right? So I want to make that clear. Maybe it's just for your own personal use, right? So this is a super affordable option as well. So let's go ahead. And so pretty much, so let's just, so on average, I'd say most decks are between 40 to 60, but it's up to your preference, right? So let's do the 54 card option. You can see the price the prices begin to change, right? So I like the standard smooth option, full color print, game card finish, right? Then here you can choose like how, like if you want a box, right? How you want it to be, right? Okay, so this is the website. So just shrink wrapped, and then see details for booklets. So this is if you prefer a booklet, right? If you want to have a booklet so someone can kind of like see the explanation for each of the cards, right? So you can have that as well. And it comes with cool like templates and everything, right? So I'm going to do none for now, right? So to give you guys some more information before we get right into that, see here we have the proper dimensions, 2.75 by 4.75, right? So it goes through all these good to knows. There's also a template here, right? If you guys want to get really exact, right, in terms of like where the placements are going to be. When you print your cards, feel free to download this template, right? You can load it in Canva, right? So see, this is like our template. So you see there's like so you can see where everything is placed, right? So this is good to have as well as you create your decks if you prefer to do that, right? Okay. So you see you can browse examples here. Right. So now we're hit start design. Okay. So now, because this is basically an editor, right? So you can add your own custom text, but we did it all in Canva, so you can go ahead and use the editor as well. But we're going to go ahead and so for the card front, it's going to be different images, right? Because we're not using the same image over and over, so I'm going to select different images here, right? Accept. So now we're going to upload it. So I'm going to quickly go back into Canva, right? And we're going to download our images, right? Okay. So we have a resized version here for print. Go to share. I'm just going to go ahead and download. I'm just going to do page 1 for now because that's the one we just resized. So I'm just going to save time just to quickly show you guys how to do it. So go to download. Okay. So now go to upload images. And go. One moment. Okay, sorry guys, I had the wrong image. So here we go. So I'm going to drag and drop it to the left, right? And low resolution is okay because I didn't select the highest resolution in Canva. So in Canva, I'm sorry to backpedal there. What you would do, you go to share, right? And when you go to download, you would make sure that you use the highest resolution, right? So you can go to the highest or around the highest, right? I believe there was in the front page, the page we were just in, they had the pixelation equivalent, right? So it should be the front page, but otherwise you can just maximize the slider and still be okay. But if you want to match the pixelations, it's on the website at the front before the design page. Okay, so it's okay if this is low resolution. This is just for example. So what you would do then, you see how easy it is. You would just upload. So download off Canva, make sure it's high resolution, right? And then just go ahead and just drag the photos and then create your deck, right? So then we go next step. Okay. So you see, in this case, the template we just downloaded earlier would have been super useful, right? Because now we have the template. Because every website will have a different template, guys. So basically, you want to make sure now we have that template. You can go back into your Canva, right? And then you can rearrange certain elements. Like for example, we would drag the moon into these inner corners, right? That's within the red dotted line, right? So depending on which website you select, guys, download the template, right? And then you can you can go ahead and make your design. So I would actually go ahead and I'll make a note that you guys will, it's actually preferred that you guys should select a website first, perhaps, so you have the correct template before you start designing, right? If you're really committed to doing the Oracle deck. Right? Otherwise, it's not a big deal. You can just rearrange the elements, right, in Canva if you did it as the last step, or if you change the supplier, it's fine. Just make sure you download the template that we just did, and then you can just go ahead and make those fine tweaks, right? So there you go. We have Oracle message. You can add custom text as well, but we don't need to do that. Go next step. Okay, so now I have the card backs, right? And it's simple because it's going to be the same image, right? Because each card back is different. Unless you guys have a creative idea for your deck and you want different images for the backs. I'm going to select same images, right? I'm going to go back into Canva and quickly download the card back that we just created together. Okay, so you see here here's actually, you can get the correct pixelation here, right, when downloading from Canva, right? So I'll show you guys what I mean in a second. Okay, so this was our example. So I'm going to go to share, download, right? So make sure it's at least 897, right? 897 pixels by 1497. Right, so in this case we can do it like this. I'll even put higher quality, right? Download. Okay, so it's downloaded. Let's go to upload. Okay. Okay, so we have our back, and like I mentioned, they're all going to be the same for the whole deck. So go to the next step now. I don't want text in the back, but you can definitely put like your deck name or your branding, right? So you can go ahead and do that. Go to the next step. Okay, so you see this would otherwise be filled up with each of these white spaces will be filled up with each Oracle card that we put in that we designed in Canva, right? But the backs are all the same. So now I can go add to cart, right? I'm going, yes, I confirm. Okay. So you see, for a 54 card deck, our minimum investment will be, this is in Canadian, so I'm not sure if I can switch the currency. This is a world. This is I'm not sure why. I think it switches to your local currency, guys. But this website, like, it ships from the United States. Like, it's a United States website. Not sure. So in US, I'm assuming it's around the low 20s, right? 20 something. Right. Right. So roughly $23 US would be your investment, right? But you see there's also need a box option here, right? So depending on how you want it created, right? There's also box options, right? So you can go ahead and upload your box labeling, right? And then there's a template available there for you as well, right? But so that was just with the regular shrink wrapped, or you can do a velvet bag, right, guys? So This was the most affordable option I can find that you guys can drop ship at, and it's still going to be good quality. You can definitely play with the card quality, maybe gloss finish, whatever you guys want. But I believe the standard smooth is best for card shuffling, based on what I've seen. So there you guys have it. You guys can go ahead and go to checkout, and then you would ship it to your customer's location, right? And then this company would do the shipping for you. So otherwise, if it's for personal use, you'd go ahead and ship it to yourself. So that conducts the masterclass, guys. I hope it was helpful. I hope this inspires you guys into knowing that it can be really simple and very like pleasure filled and fun, right? It doesn't have to be like a headache. You guys can go ahead and get creative, and then you can do it relatively low cost, right? You guys can go set up an Etsy shop, an Amazon shop, a Shopify website, whatever you guys prefer, and you can sell these Oracle decks with minimal investment. Basically no investment, right? Until a customer buys from you. Otherwise, I'm going to link options if you want to work with a printer or right, a different company. But this is basically the most practical, easy way I found for you guys, along with Canva. So I hope this was helpful, guys. I hope you guys had fun with this. I hope it made sense. I hope everything was straightforward. If you have any questions about anything, please let me know, and I'm happy to help with you guys. So thank you guys so much for getting through the whole masterclass. I'm so happy that you guys got through it. I hope you guys had fun, and please let me know if you have any questions. And bye, guys. Thank you.